How's everybody doing? Good morning. This is Clifton Raheem Bradley of the Underground Railroad television show in Chicago. This is a live show. And what I am doing is I am testing this application to see, first of all, Assalamu alaikum. I'm testing this application to see if this application works. Okay. I am comparing it. First of all, I'm a video. I create content in the United States, in Chicago, Illinois. And what my show is about current news that is going on, like about what's going on in Iraq, what's going on with the Russians, what's going on in China. You know what? These are the type of things I talk about. Now, this is a test, and any type of feedback you can give me. I really would appreciate it because I'm trying to determine is the light, is it too loud? What I mean by loud, is it too bright? I'm trying to determine if the sound is good. I'm trying to consider if my background is good. And you know what? I'm asking for people that are looking at this to give me some feedback. You know what? Because Real Stream, this is a streaming application that I believe that I'm going to use. There was another streaming application that I utilized, and I believe that I utilized it for the wrong reason. Okay, and the name of it is called Melon Live Streaming Apps. I utilized, and I utilized it for the wrong reason because it was $15. It was less than its competitors. But the people don't know Melon live streaming app has a logo of a duck. Okay. And like I said, the program did not work for me because you know what? Sometimes the green screen effect will come up like what you're looking at in the background. And I needed a lot of light to light the green screen, which once that problem was solved. And I communicated back and forth with the team of Melon live streaming. You know, I said the icon is a duck. And you know what? Very, very disappointed. They will fix one issue, and then the other issue, something entirely different would happen. When I first started, you would go into the studio, but then you try to get the live stream, and then it'll kick you out. Then you would have to start the process all over again. Okay, they straighten out that situation. Then the other situation that transpired is, you know, guests. It was difficult for guests to get into the live stream for some reason. You know what? And then the other problem is, you know, which was actually a couple of days ago. It was just the final straw. I had pressed the button for the application to go to YouTube to do a live stream with a guest. And what happened is we were under the impression that we were filming on YouTube. We was under that impression. And what happened is we talked for like, blame that on me. You could blame it on the software. The software too. It appeared as though it said that it was connected to YouTube. One mistake I make, when you connect, you should record. You should record. That's something I'm gonna get in and have. And what happened is I'm interviewing an individual about what's going on in Russia, what's going on in the UK, what's going on in communistic China. And then when I get through, I said, oh my God, you know what? It didn't work. It did not work. It did not connect to YouTube. See, when you press a button, these applications are supposed to connect to the social media platform like Facebook, YouTube, and all that. And I'm gonna say it might work for you, but it did not work for me. Okay, and you know what? That was just the final straw. But understand something. I dealt with the tech support. I probably this has been going on for like over 2 months. So when they correct one problem, it's another problem. You know, but I informed them. Yeah, Melon. If one person is having a problem, 9 times out of 10, it's probably affecting other people. And they assured me they cared. And you know what? And I thought that that was unfair for a paying customer. I felt that it was unfair, you know. And that's what happened. So that is why I do not recommend Melon live streaming app, but you do what you want to do, because I had a bad experience. I had a terrible experience. And the individual that I did interview, you know, they reiterated that it was unprofessional. It wasn't right for him or her to give an hour at a time to conduct the interview. And it was not connected to YouTube. You know, and I agree with him. But like I said, but I humbly apologize and said, you know what, I can't control the app, but you know what, part of it is my fault because I should have pressed record. And you know what, I'm going to get in the habit of when I'm doing something like this to press record. But actually, even if you don't press record, the application is supposed to hold the video file for 15 or 14 days. And you know what? It did not do that. So therefore, I emailed them and let them know, you know what? Thank you for everything you did, and talking to me and all this, and screen sharing with me what Melon live streaming. And you know what? And I said, I think that it's unfair that I'm paying my money and I'm getting this. And I told them to deactivate my account at Melon live streaming app. That's where they had a big duck. Okay, that is the icon. And I told them to deactivate it. And because you know what? That made me lose a source, because the source looked at me as being unprofessional. Because first of all, that recording, even if it didn't go to YouTube, it still was supposed to record in their settings where I could have got that video file and downloaded it, and then I could have edited my own self. And that taught me something, because just because a product is cheaper, it does not mean that it is better. It does not mean that. You know, so sometimes what my daddy used to say, just because you're trying to save some money, it could end up saving you some money. You end up spending some money in the long run. You know, and that's what happened. But I know that one of the problems is that I found out it was not, it had nothing to do with it had nothing to do with my computer whatsoever, because you know what, if I used a live streaming app called StreamYard, I had absolutely no problems. The green screen worked, the microphone worked. Once you pressed the button and went into the studio, there was no problem. Okay, on Real Stream, hey, you know what? This is what I'm going to sign up for. I'm satisfied with this, because with the Real Stream, you set it up, the green screen set up, the sound is good, and you know what? The one thing I have to do is I have to work on my lighting, you know, which was not their fault. Plus, with Real Stream, you have the opportunity to disseminate, get your video footage to a lot of social networks. Okay. Plus, you hear that music in the background. That's a phenomenal tool. So I do not. So the thing is, I knew it was Melon app, because and then my computer worked with OBS. What is OBS? OBS is an open source live stream program that's free. Okay. And you can even connect it to this. But I learned something. You know what? Before you really buy a program, you should test it out. You should test it out for free. Okay. If they have the means to check it out for free. So you know what? I would like to know if anybody could tell me how does this sound? Because you know what? How does this sound? You can put anything in the chat room, and you know what? Whether it's good, it's bad. Is it too much light? Is it not enough light? Is the music too loud? My head is cocked. I already know that already. Okay. But I am, you know what, I'm seeking to make better and better and better and better content. Better content. So, and that's my recommendation. My recommendation to people is Melon live streaming. It did not work for me. And you know what? I I included in a letter that you're not, how can you keep up with your competition and you failing, and all I had was a $15 plan, and you was should have known better. You was failing when I had a free trial. Should have known better. But like I said, I went for it because I said, you know what, they'll work that situation out. I said it's only $15. But like I said, you know what, like I said again, my old man said you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. So I don't recommend it. Right now I'm recommending Realstream. You know what? And Melon Apps, their tech support was not responsive because sometimes, a lot of times when you had technical problems, you had to wait and wait and wait for someone to assist you. But I can see their Realstream is not like that. They respond back in a timely manner. And StreamYard, I cannot say enough about StreamYard. StreamYard will call you back. They will call you back, you know what, and they will stream share with you, do everything they can to take care of the problem. But like I said, Melon app with the duck that does live streaming, you know what, you might have to wait till the next day to get tech support. Okay, you gotta wait till the next day. But that doesn't appear to be the case with Realstream and StreamYard. That does not appear to be the case. You can get help. You can get help when you need it, you know, which should be so because like I said, if you're paying for this program, hey, why not? You know, so that is what I'm doing. This is a test, and I am also sharing my experience about what happened with me with Melon app, and very 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 disciplined. I don't care how many of these tutorials you listening to me, it's not a good app. Now you know what? Now it just might work great for you. It might work great for you, but it did not work great for me. And I'm so I had a friend named Mr. Glover. He said, you know what, you try any program you try out, and you know what, even if I suggest the app, he said it might work for you, but it doesn't work for me. That's why you test it out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Realstream. I recommend Realstream right now and StreamYard. I can't say enough about StreamYard. The only thing I don't like about StreamYard is I don't like their price. I don't like their price. Okay, I think it's like $25 a month. But somebody said, "Man, you're cheap. You're cheap. You're cheap." But you know, we're living in a situation where we're watching where the average person is watching each and every penny, every nickel, every dime. So you know what? So if you can give me some feedback, please, about whether this broadcast sound too loud, it's not loud enough, or there's too much light. You can give me some type of feedback. I really, really would appreciate it. because you probably said, why do I want feedback? Because you know what? I am striving to produce better content. Because see, I'm in the United States, I'm in Chicago, Illinois, I'm striving to produce better content. And your feedback is very, very helpful. Okay, because you should have saw me when I first started out in live streaming, and I want to thank you to all of the people on YouTube that did tutorials on green screen. You know what? It took a lot of work for me to even get to this point, but message out there: it's not always the fastest person that wins the race. Okay. You remember the story of the tortoise and the hare? The story of the tortoise and the hare was the hare was so fast as a rabbit. They was in a race. Rabbit, he was moving so fast and he took his time about getting down to the finish line. Okay, he was so sure of himself. So you know what? So for me, the turtle ended up winning a race. It's a metaphor, but you know what? It was a slow process for me. But the thing is, I'm not finished learning. And you know what? I happen to like a challenge. Okay, I like a challenge of learning something new. Like my teacher said, I'm in a beta mode. I'm always trying to learn. Like this program right here that I'm using right now, I'm going to learn how do I hook this the OBS. But I'm saying that I don't believe that I'm going to have to even connect to OBS. I don't even think that's going to be necessary. But you know what? But since I have the capability of doing it with this particular program, I'm going to learn how to do it. Now somebody else, hey, it might take 2 or 3 minutes. Somebody else, it might take a half an hour. It take me a little while, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and push on. That's something I'm going to do. When I first started in this, the detractors, people that just didn't like me told me, man, you can't do this, man. You can't do this. I said, man, you know something? That is your perception of me, but that is not my perception of myself. I didn't say it in an arrogant manner, but you always have people trying to discourage you from doing things that you are working on to enhance your life. And like we say in the United States, say haters. Okay, and the thing is, someone does not want to see you go further, but you know what? It's about having a perception about your own self and loving your own self and caring about yourself, but not being self-centered and thinking that the world is built around you. The world is not built around you. And I have on this t-shirt. So I have a company called Shaymar Media Productions, LLC. We make television shows in Chicago, do press conferences, and I can help you set up something like this. Or if you don't want to set it up, I could come shoot for you and do this for you. To use my platform and your platform. And our telephone number for people that cannot see, there's somebody that cannot see, is 1-312-884-9757. We do that, and we're looking for sponsors for our shows. I'm producing shows, but you know what? I'm going to make an attempt to do something right now because, like I said, I am new to this platform. And what I'm going to do is I want to do a share. I want you to see something on YouTube. And then it's coming from something that says share. I'm going to go there right now. Okay. And I want to know how this application works because you know what? I have my head held down right now. Okay. And I'm going to see how it works. I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at this. Okay. In Q. Okay. Okay. To ensure where something catastrophic went wrong, you could defend yourself. Now, the president at that time was Khrushchev. Khrushchev, the president, and you know what? It could be said that he was the premier. Because that's the word I think they use in the Soviet Union. He was the premier of the Soviet Union, the USSR. So what happened is he was bringing missiles from the Soviet Union. He was bringing missiles. And they got the missiles. But you know what? But the United States protested. Because you know what? Say, this is wrong, man. How is it that you can put missiles? Yeah, this is like 150 miles or 200. Okay, so what I was doing was I was sharing something, because you know what? If I am working with this program, I have to understand this program. And if I am producing content for other people, I have to understand it. So I am looking for guests. I am looking for guests to come on my show. You know what? If you have a podcast, you have a television show, radio show, I'm looking for guests to come on my show. And you know what? Maybe I will go ahead and leave this on up. I didn't think that I was going to leave it up. Who knows? But like I said, this is a broadcast. And you know what? The strange thing about it, I feel good about it, because you know what? Once upon a time, I wanted a TV studio. But let me start over at the beginning. I knew that a person like me at that time could not get into Hollywood. But I said, you know what? I'm going to work to create my own Hollywood. Okay, so this is not a Hollywood when it comes to a million people. But I said, and then I said, what do I do to get a studio? And then I said, wait a minute. After sitting down and just looking, I said to myself, you know what? You can create a studio at home. And that's the good thing about it. The pandemic gave people a lot of opportunity to think. It gave a lot of people opportunity to think. So what happened is, I said, you know what? There's stories out there that need to be told that are not being told. And I am one of the bloggers. Like I said, what's going on in Russia right now, what's going on in the Ukraine right now. And you know what? I'm going to work to build a audience, because like I say, looking at this on YouTube, you know what? You can subscribe to our YouTube website. But we are looking for guests. We are looking for guests to come on the show to give you the opportunity to say things. You don't have to agree with me, because you know what? I think it is interesting. I think it is good to be able to have the ability to hear other perspectives and hear other people talk about things that matter to them. Like if you want to call right now, the telephone number is there. If you want to leave something in the chat room, there's something that you can do. You can leave something in the chat room. Okay. But like I said, this is new to me. And you know what? And I prize everything. If there's one person that's watching, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you know what? It is appreciated. I'm not saying that to be smart aleck. I'm saying that to be humble. You know what? Which I try to assert that. You know, be my humbleness, because once people start thinking more of themselves than what they are, do they lie? They're exhibiting attributes of the devil. That is something that they're doing. But like I said, I would love a comment. Anything in the chat room. If you think that this is too loud, if you think that it's too much light, if you think that the sound is too loud or something like that, or the chair needs to be moved, I need to move over, please put something in the chat room. Let me know. Anything, type anything. Okay. And I want, you know what I'm real interested in is what type of shows would you like to see on an Underground Railroad television show? Because I do a television show that comes on Saturday nights at 10:30 p.m. Central Time on Comcast Television and Can Television on Saturday nights. But I would like to ask from people that are looking on the internet, what type of shows would you like to see? What in the news would you like talked about? Because you know I talk about news, but that doesn't mean that I won't have a rapper on. It doesn't mean that I won't have a baseball player on, a baseball manager on. It does not mean that I will not have somebody on that's working to try to help the community. What type of show would you like to see? What type of content would you like to see? That is something that I really, really would like to know. Okay. I would like to know that. And the chat room, if you could put that in the chat room, I appreciate it. All you gotta do is this is a good show. Put your fingers down by the keyboard, type one. This is a good show. This is a bad show. I want to see this. I want you to talk about that. And like I said, I will start talking about it. You know what? This relevant news. But like I said, right now, what's going on in Russia? You know what? What's going on in the Ukraine? You know what? I pray for those people because they're going through pain right now. They're going through suffering right now, and I pray that they have a resolution in regards to that because there are a lot of people that are suffering right now. But you know what? One thing about it, I notice you don't hear too much out of China. You don't hear too much out of China. And what I think is China's just sitting back, they're just watching. I think, I'm not going to try to generalize. I think that China is a smart nation. And what I think they're doing, they're sitting back, they're analyzing right now. To where if the same thing happened to them and they took over Taiwan and made a expansion to Taiwan, which they consider to be part of their country anyway, how would they deal with it? And it's called a case study. They're taking a case study and they're studying, they call it in college, they're studying the playbook of the United States and Russia and sitting down watching and then monitoring. What would we do differently? You know, and like I say, China right now, which is a communist country, they are flying over Taiwan unprovoked right now. And it makes me wonder. I can't think that it was a coordinated plan. It was for that, but you know what? I believe that at some point China may do this to Taiwan because, like I said, they're flying fighter planes over Taiwan right now. And it's uncontested. Uncontested meaning is they're not meeting any resistance whatsoever. None. And you know what? I think that should be condemned by the United States of America and NATO. But I think because China produce most of the goods for the United States and the world, that's why they ignore. That's why they are resistant to say anything. You know, I personally think that everybody's looking at Russia. I personally believe that China is the next juggernaut. It's big next. Who they're the next giant. You know, it's like what the Hulkster said. What you gonna do when the Hulkster comes after you? I believe that, and I know that China, they have a president that will be there for life. Okay, they're making man-made islands. Now they know you can make man-made islands, but they're making the man-made islands, but not for people to live on. That's not the main purpose. It's to have military strategic bases to operate on, where they can refuel and get ammunition, and they can protect the sea lanes of, I think it's the Asian Sea or something like that. And I may be saying that wrong. I'm gonna say their particular area, and even put in a blockade if they want to. It's China is a juggernaut. China is strong. They are strong. But you know what? But I believe that China, they are thinking people, educated people. And they're making loans in Africa right now. They're making loans in Africa right now, making loans to countries, and they're putting up their real estate as collateral, but they're making loans to some countries knowing that they will never have the ability to pay them back. That is something that they are. That's what communist China is doing, and they're buying up companies in the United States of America, and they're buying land like Detroit. When Detroit went bankrupt, a lot of people don't know that the Chinese purchased a lot of their land. Okay, so and according to news reports, China, they're almost at the level with their technology that at the U.S. level that they're making cyber attacks. Okay, and I don't know if it's just to chess. I don't know. You know what? But they're making cyber attack. They're good. They're great at technology. I don't know. Somebody said they're almost comparable to being on the United States' level, in the Soviet Union's level, and they're making cyber attacks. So, so you know what? And I guess that's the new. I guess that's the new soldier. The new soldier is not the person that's packed up in a body bag and got an M16 and all this in a bazooka. It is the computer chip. That is the computer chip, and the person that has the ability to utilize the computer chip. That is the next weapon. That's the next weapon. And China is excelling. They are building up their military. They have more ships. They have more sophisticated weapons. And like I said, China is a strong nation. You know what? It's not Russia, but you know what? But I believe in their playbook, they're sitting back. China, communistic China sitting back. They're watching. They're watching to understand why, how, who, how do we deal with this if we get in our situation? And it's called a case study. A case study in college is when a they sit back and look at something from point A to point B, and they write things down, and they formulate it, and they sit back and study it. And they're studying right now. And China is a juggernaut. It's a juggernaut. What I mean by juggernaut, they are giants. And I believe at some point China will end up becoming the world leaders. Believe that because their educational system. You know, from what I saw a show on, there's a television show that comes on in the United States. In the United States called 60 Minutes. And you know what? It said, I saw years ago that they value education so much that when a child makes great grades, they post it in their local newspapers. Okay? And you know how people treat Michael Jordan is great. He's the greatest. He's the GOAT of all basketball players. I don't care what anybody say. Shaq, Charles Barkley, it doesn't make any difference. Okay. And LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, these were stars. China treats their teachers like rock stars because they understand that they are educating the next generation to move China forward. And you know what? Can't help to believe that. And then one other aspect is the United States, we're in debt to China. And you know what? We will never, I don't believe we will ever be able to pay off their debts. But all of the money that they're making from us and other people of the world, they're able to build up China and make it more modern. They have a bullet train that can get to A to Z in a half an hour instead of 2 hours. A bullet train, which is fast. I mean, the United States, we don't even have a monorail. We shouldn't even be having L's anymore. But they're building up, and there's a lot of people I talk to. They suspect what are they building up for? Why are they making cyber attacks? Why are they making man-made islands? Why are they buying up Africa? Why are they buying more and more companies in the United States of America? Why? Why are they buying more land in the United States of America? And you know what? It's obvious to me that you know what? They're very smart and savvy. So I think, in my opinion, China is on the move. And like I said, I'm an American citizen, stand with America. I stand with. But all of this is an observation on my part. And you may have a totally different view. And it's okay. It's okay to have a different view. It's okay. But that is what's going on. And you know what? The people that have looked, I'm going to go back and I'm going to review this. We're going to review this. There's nobody put anything in the chat room because I was trying to see if this was too loud. You can still tell me if it's too much light. Am I too bright? Just rhymed. I didn't mean to rhyme, but it turned out that way. And how's the sound? Because you know what? This is the platform that I believe that I am going to use. And like I said, for Melon at live streaming apps where the icon is a duck, for me, they get a thumbs down because they were not responsive to my needs of a live streamer, and they have a lot of bugs in their program that they have not worked out. And again, you look at it and you're gonna say a lot of people say, "Oh my God, $15." You know what? You get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. Okay. And like I said, their people are not on duty. Their support team is not on duty 24 hours a day. Time is a problem with the green screen. And like I said, I had a bad experience. Bad experience. You know what? Even when they used my credit card and they took out $439 out of my account unauthorized. I had a bad experience with Melon apps. And like I said, if I do ever use it again, which I will be using it free because you know what? You do not deserve that type of service if you're paying. You don't deserve that. You know what? And probably say $15. He's talking about $15. That ain't nothing. But you know what? May not be nothing to you. But you know what? But it was mine. Okay. Now you have the right to feel the way you feel about your money. You have a right to feel that way. But it was mine. So Melon live streaming apps, they showed me something about them. But I will say one thing: they tried to fix it. But you know what? I just don't feel they're on the same. I don't feel that Melon live stream apps with the duck that's the local. I don't feel that they are on the same level with their competitors. I don't feel that. You know, I'm gonna say I don't feel that. I know that, and I know that from my own personal experience. But you do what you want with your money. Okay, but that is my record. That's my recommendation. You know, they give recommendations on YouTube, and I do not recommend that you use Melon live streaming apps. But you're gonna do what you want to do. That's your right. Okay, and that's what I said. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at this broadcast, and think today I probably will end up paying. And see what are the extra services that I could get. And since no one put anything in the chat room, what I'm going to do is I can see, I wanted your help to help me evaluate this app. You know what, from you, because you know what, you can't see things the way other people see you, but you know what, I'm going to evaluate my own self, trust my own judgment and my own intuition. That is what I'm going to do. But I just want to say, and I want to thank all of the people that made donations to the Underground Railroad television show in Chicago, Shema Media Productions, because you've helped me to financially build my platform. And I ask you to donation. If you do not want to make a donation, I don't think this is hard to do, but I can't tell you what to do. I'm asking that you pray for me in my works and in my endeavors to disseminate information to the people. You know, work. It's not work, it's work, but you know what? This is a burden of love. And you know what? I want to take care of this platform. And like I said, again, I am looking for guests. I'm looking for guests to come on this platform. And that's what I'm going to do. But I think though, before I get the guests, I'm learning about this app because I don't ever want to make that mishap again that I made. I don't want to happen again. What happened on Melon live streaming app where we thought we was on YouTube and we wasn't, and then I had to get in the habit of pressing record. But I'm going to say something about Melon apps. But even though I went on when I pressed live, that interview was still supposed to be in storage of Melon apps for 15 days. But that's why I terminated the service. But you use what you want to. I use what I want to. I don't mean that in no bad. I don't mean that in a bad or hateful way. But so that's the recap. What's going on in the Ukraine is terrible. And then see, NATO, United States, and Russia, they need to sit down at the tables and come to some type of resolution. And in the United States, in Chicago, we wear masks. Okay? Because of what happened. And we will be able to take off those masks on the 28th, meaning you won't have to walk into the store with a mask, or the show with a mask. We will be able to take that off. And you know what? I look forward to that. Again, this is Clifton Raheem Bradley out of the United States, Chicago, Illinois. Whether you're looking at this in the daytime, the nighttime, or the evening or afternoon, comment, share, send me some feedback. Okay. And I probably will end up doing another show. But like I said, I am enjoying this. So let's say if you need video production done in the Chicago area, Shema Media Productions in Chicago, Illinois, and you need editing done. Okay. Or you want to advertise with one of my platforms. I do a television show that I do every Saturday night at 10:30 on Comcast TV, Can TV, channel 19 at 10:30 p.m. Central Time. You can advertise with me. And like I said, all of this is to help to grow the platform. I'm trying to grow my platform. I need your help, but I know that no matter what I ask for, I only will get what Allah wants me to have, what Allah has allotted for me. And for that, I am grateful. But I do ask, if you do not want to give a dime, I'm asking humbly that you say a prayer for me to help me in my endeavor to disseminate information, get information out to the people, to do a better and better and better job. Yeah, I ask that. I can't tell anybody to pray for. I'm asking for your prayers. You know, my grandmother was a saint warrior. You know, Miss Anna Love, and my mother. I'm gonna thank her and my father for what they installed in me to give me the ability, the strength to move on and to move forward. No matter what the naysayers said, no matter how people try to put you down, try to destroy your dreams. See, I'm saying, you know, it's taught me it's not how many times that you fall down, it's how many times that you get up. But the people that's sitting in the back of the room, you know what? Don't be discouraged. Don't be dismayed. Okay? But the people that people don't pay any attention to, don't be discouraged or dismayed. You'll come on up out of there. Okay? Because you're looking at one that used to sit in the back of the room. C student. You had to battle to get that. But I became a much better student once I went to trade school and college. But you know what? I might have to read the chapters damn it 2 times. But you know what? It's not for the people that's having a hard time learning. It's not. Do not give up. Do not give up. If you have to work as hard as the next person, so what? So what? So what? And because that person knows more than you, don't be intimidated, because I assure you, they are not better than you. They may have more knowledge than you. They are not better. So you know what? Do not have a low self-esteem. Do not feel bad about yourself because you have a shortcoming about something. Work to build on it. Work to build on it. And you're looking at a living example of that. All praises due to Allah. That I can only, and again, all the good things that I do come from Allah, and the bad things, they come from myself. And I'll give the recognition to Allah for giving me strength and guidance and wisdom to move on against evil principalities in high places, against the arrogant, against the people that's cocky, that think more of themselves. I want to thank Allah, because if I did not rely on the Creator, I would be holding my head down when it was put down time. And you know what? I won't even worry about it no more. You think you better, you better. So what? Because you know what? It's all about the perception It's all about the perception that you have of yourself. That is a message I like to leave you with. It's about the perception that you have. And it was a song by Whitney Houston. Can't say you body left. You have to learn. You have to learn to love yourself. You cannot walk in somebody else's shop. You cannot. You know what? Cannot do it. You have to learn to love yourself. Treat yourself well. You know what? Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Once you start to actually love yourself, that would change. That would change things. And seek refuge in your God of understanding. That's what I will say. That's the first thing you should do. But like I say, learn to love yourself. And like R. Kelly said, then you start saying, I believe I can fly. You know, I told everybody I cannot sing. You start to believe that you can fly. Because you know what? If you can envision it, all you have to do is just work feverishly towards that goal. Do not pay any attention to any negativity, anybody trying to put you down, anybody trying to destroy you. Because when people try to put you down and destroy you, I want people to understand. Now you know what? You're not the small one. They're the small ones. They're trying to build themselves up to put you down, but in reality, they are the small ones. But you have to understand. You don't have to understand it. You should understand it. So I want to thank everybody for looking at the Underground Railroad television show in Chicago, the United States of America. And I will do another show later on. I'm gonna say inshallah. Inshallah means if there's Allah's will, I will do another show. And I'm gonna try to get a gentleman on named Mark Sims. He is an educator. And again, I am looking for guests to come on the show. Okay, I'm looking for guests because I think I'm going to start doing this on a regular basis. I'm going to say thank you to the people that has made this application because you made it live. I mean, real stream. You have made it easy to use, easy to navigate. And like I said, it's not like Melon live streaming now. You made it better. I'm pretty sure at some points, some glitches will happen because these are computers. Okay? These are software. Softwares go bad. Nothing is perfect. Nothing. But like I said, but what Melon live streaming that did, I'm very, very disappointed. I don't recommend it. But you know what? You do what you want to do. I know what I'm not going to do with my money. You say $15, that ain't no money. But the thing is, that's my money. And you got the right to spend the money any way you want to. But I'm just disappointed. So I'm going to end this broadcast. And this was a test. And I'm going to go back and look at this. Give everybody the words, whether it's the daytime, the morning time, or the afternoon. Give everybody the greeting words of Assalamu alaikum, which means peace and blessings be upon you. And pray to the God of your understanding. Don't worry about the naysayers, are the arrogant people, are the people that think they know everything. Don't worry about it because nobody knows everything. And they're acting out because something has transpired in their lives where they're not sure. They're not self-assured of themselves. So don't worry about it. Keep God first in your life. Assalamu alaikum.